The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. Hello and welcome back to the channel of Major92, the Shaman of Gaming, and as promised in my last little video that I posted today, I am indeed going to release this little Dark Souls video a day before the release of Dark Souls 2. I could not be more excited for a game. I don't think I've looked forward to a singular game as much as this for a long time. So I thought, you know, when I start talking about you know, what I'm actually planning to do with that game when it releases, what sort of videos I'm going to be doing, I thought, you know, what better way to do that than to play its predecessor. And I'll probably just clear an area on this and just talk. I'm actually playing this live, so I apologise if I stutter or go quiet at any point for if I have to concentrate. I actually haven't played this in a while, so if I'm a little bit rusty, you'll have to forgive me for that. But yeah, without further ado, let's actually jump into you know, me talking about what kind of videos I'm planning to do. You know, I think my channel, I think the one word that you can use to describe my channel sort of in general for the time that I've had it and you know, over its life cycle, apart from certain times, namely around sort of late 2011, I thought I was going to get it there, named late 2011, I was fairly consistent, but the main word that you can use is inconsistent. I have been inconsistent, and it's been through, you know, many different reasons. That is rust right there, and I'm getting absolutely pummeled. Yeah, I have been fairly inconsistent. I'm not going to shy away from that fact. I've got the great heal there. Apologise for that little bit of rough play right there. Yeah, I have been really inconsistent, but what I'm planning to do for Dark Souls 2 is sort of bump up that consistency. Consistency is the one word that I want to now be able to sort of, you know, connect myself with and actually use as a word that describes my channel pretty well. So what I'm going to do first off, the first thing I'm going to do for Dark Souls 2 is I'm going to do a completely blind playthrough. Starting tomorrow when the game releases. The good thing is I will actually finish work at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so I can just go and pick the game up straight away, get in nice and early. I would have liked to have had the game early, like today really, but I've been having a problem with my actual debit card, so I haven't been able to do any online purchases. And the places where, well, the site where I usually order my games from, I pretty much get every game early. But I've not been able to do that. But you know, like I said, it's a good thing, because I wouldn't be sort of, even if I had it today. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect that to hit me. Yeah, even if I had it today, you know, I'm not sure how many videos I would actually be doing, because I've been working today and I sort of didn't have that much sleep last night, so I'm not massively, you know, wanting to play sort of Dark Souls and be really sort of concentrated today. Is you know, you have to have your head on when you're playing this game. But that's what my initial plans are, to do a blind and live. In fact, let me just check this. Am I fat rolling? No. Okay. Yeah, blind and live is the sort of series. That's what I'm going to name it. Blind and live, where I'm going to run through the game blind, obviously, and you're going to see pretty much everything that I do. That includes the, you know, absolutely magnificent amount of deaths that there probably will be, you know, but it's all in the name of entertainment, and it's going to be a first playthrough. Let me just nudge this down a little bit. It's a little bit loud, you might be able to hear it, and I took my hand off the controller there. Right, let's do it. Bad thing about using a great club. Yeah, you'll be able to see absolutely everything that I'm going to be doing in game, which is always nice. And that golem's coming towards me now, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. It's going to spit the water bullets at me. Got to be a little bit wary of that. Yeah, I'm going to try and make it complete 100% if I have the resources and the time to actually, you know, continue it and keep it up. Which hopefully, as I said, consistency is going to start playing a huge... Oh, Jesus. It's a little bit buggy. Consistency is going to start playing... Yeah, that is really buggy. Consistency is hopefully going to start playing a, you know, a much larger part in my YouTube channel, because that is where I've lacked. I mean, I've put out some good quality videos that have taken a long time to actually create. You know, I've put thoughtful videos out and some sort of humorous videos out, things like that. But I've never really hit that consistency mark, so that's what I'm planning to do with Dark Souls 2. I need this fucking Hydra to do something about that Golem though, unless it starts to back off, which it is doing now. But what I'm planning to do is to go really in depth with Dark Souls 2 after I've done that initial playthrough. You know, there is a chance that the sort of live playthrough might come down to a kind of overview of an area, maybe do some post commentaries on some of the episodes. Might just be, you know, an area breakdown piece by piece and sort of piecely sort of highlights together. It might come down to that eventually, depending on how successful I am, you know, as long as there's not like too many deaths, a ridiculous amount, and it doesn't become really sort of boring to watch and repetitive and not entertaining. As long as that doesn't happen, then I'll hopefully keep the actual live theme going, and we can have a good time with that. Obviously, I know a couple of people have already got the game, like most, so, you know, at the front of the Dark Souls community. There's Epic Name Bro, who obviously will have had access to it early because of living in Japan. But as I said, here it comes out tomorrow. I will be picking it up early in the morning and recording for as long as I have the time, basically. I have really early starts at work, so hopefully I'll have some hours to put into this. I fucking hate this little bastard in Hydra. In fact, you know what? I forgot I got this. That sped process is up quite a bit right there. Yeah. But as I said, as I mentioned earlier, I literally could not be more I couldn't be more excited for Dark Souls 2. I'm really looking forward to it, and you know, I've sort of concentrated my channel on some different games at different times. You know, I've done a lot of Call of Duty stuff, but I have got to say that this game, Dark Souls, is definitely, it's probably in my top 2 favourite games of all time, and that's saying quite a lot, because I've played you know, a huge back catalogue of games. So yeah, that is saying quite a lot. And you know, as much as I love it, I've probably not uploaded as much stuff Dark Souls based as I wanted to. Obviously, I started the Claws playthrough, I started the Quality Build playthrough, and you know, I hit snags quite a lot because, as I've mentioned in the past, you know, the whole setup, my internet's pretty decent, but the PC I've got isn't massively good, so it takes quite a while to render videos, especially ones when, you know, I'm doing, you know, half-an-hour episodes and stuff like that. I just forgot, I think I am actually in human form here, so the chance of getting invaded is probably quite high. So I'm going to try and just run straight through the area. Obviously this is a new game plus, so I don't really need to be picking everything up, so let's take the quickest route through the dark route, as we say. Yeah, I've probably not uploaded as much Dark Souls stuff as, you know, perhaps I would have liked, but Dark Souls 2 is definitely something that I'm going to try and concentrate on a lot. As I said, initially it's going to be the live playthrough, just so you can literally see my reactions to seeing bosses for the first time, and you know, I'll give my overall opinions and thoughts on weapons when I pick them up, and you know, just try out as much stuff as I can, and then it'll get to, I'll probably sort of turn onto the more guide-based type of thing, you know, the informational side of this game. I've always wanted to do that with this game, but I sort of was late to the jumping on the bandwagon, so you know, it's not like there really was anything that hadn't been already broke down. as EMB would say, Crayola style. It's sort of all been done before, so I sort of was a little bit late onto the bandwagon for that. Oops. And this run's always fun to make, especially when you are not fully light. We know we're safe. Yeah, I'll join you, why not? Oh, there's a phantom present, apparently. I can't be arsed fighting a phantom either, so let's run off. Dilly-dally down here. Yeah, I've always sort of wanted to jump onto the, as I said, the informational side, the statistics side of things, the guide side of things, but it's sort of much more, when I got into videos, like making Dark Souls videos anyway, sort of more, it's more trendy to just do a live playthrough just so people can see your reactions and stuff like that and see everything that you do, as opposed to pretty much making a guide about stuff that people already know. When you do a sort of live playthrough straight through the game, it's not so much a guide as just watching the way somebody plays the game, so I didn't really have the opportunity to do any sort of guide, but that's definitely something that I will be through out of the way, so hopefully that's sort of whetted your appetite for that kind of thing anyway. So what we're going to do right here, let's see if my cat will stop scratching the back of my chair, we are going to take on our good old friend to wrap this video up, and this is going to be the last boss that I fight before Dark Souls 2, and what better one to, what better boss to do it in, and we're even going to watch the cutscene. This is the sort of thing, you know, as I've mentioned many a time, as many times as I've played through this game, it's never ever the same as the first time you play it. The cautious nature of you wandering through areas with your shield up and, you know, checking every corner and stuff like that, you never get that feeling back. And that's what I'm really looking forward to with Dark Souls 2, and I think that you can get the feeling of that better if you're watching somebody play it live. So yeah, that's why I decided to do what I'm doing. As I said, it might, you know, eventually trail off into, you know, doing highlights of areas and how to get to certain items, important items and stuff like that, depending on, as I said, how successful I am and whether it's entertaining. I'll obviously record the first couple of episodes and then sort of watch them back, see how entertaining they are, see if there isn't too many deaths to you know, watch and all that shit. See how we do. But it's stuff like this, you know, this boss, because, you know, nobody had sort of, with me personally, obviously the first time I came in this I was not recording, not making videos, and so nobody could see the reaction, but I just love the initial panic of walking into a boss room. And I think a sort of just a live playthrough, blind, just captures that better than anything else does. Because I mean, you can explain how overawed you were with a boss, but you just can't really, you can't share that experience up any other way really. I'm not really sure, because to be honest, I've near enough avoided watching any Dark Souls 2 stuff. I've not seen any of the beta footage. I wasn't a part of the beta or anything like that. I've seen, you know, the smallest and most minimal amounts of the trailers, and that's it. Because I also said with the beta, I don't actually, even if I could have had access to it, I don't think I would have done. I don't want to know anything before I actually jump into it. Whoops. A little bit sloppy. Yeah, I didn't want to know anything. I just think it takes away from the experience a little bit. So hopefully my videos will entertain you. I've got to make sure that I don't get too sloppy here. Is he actually stumbling yet? I think he is. No time to feel sorry for him, because we have got the perfect cure to all his limping problems. Great Lightning Spear to the chops. And that concludes my Dark Souls videos for the time being. You know, I don't know whether it's going to be like Demon Souls. Obviously, I never played Demon Souls. Never owned a PS3, but I'm sure there's going to be times where people come back onto this to relive and get that nostalgia factor. But for now, this is the last boss I'm going to fight before Dark Souls 2. Hopefully you will join me tomorrow for the first episode of Blind and Live on Dark Souls 2. So thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with some humanity.